Good morning everyone, and welcome back to Craft Eccentricity, and we are up again today with more from KSCRAFT. And today we're going to do the cookie jars or candy jars. It depends what you want to put inside them. So I was sent the large, and you also get a small one. Now the large one we're going to make as a shaker easel die today, and the smaller one I'm not using as a shaker. I just use the background piece and turn that into a tag. And you can see I've used that stamp there because I've stamped it with my barn door archival. There it is. I'm waiting on some new archival cleaner to come in, and I've only just ordered it from Amazon, so my stamps are going to look a little bit stained until then. So that's what we're using today. And also some sparkly bits. I've just taken bits and bobs from my sequins and just made the mix that I wanted to. So there's some little gemstones and, you know, round sequins. There's some little candy striped clay pieces in there, and red gems, clear gems, little sprinkly bits, you know, just to give it a feel of Christmas. And that's probably as much as I'm going to use, which is why I made that much. Right, so we're going to use that. Now then, papers and stuff like that. Today I am using American Crafts digital. It's known as AC Digital if you go there, and it's Vicky Bhutan, and it's Peppermint Kisses. That is the name of the pack, and I'll show you that in a second. Right, so first of all, what I've done is I've cut two bases, and you know how I like to turn these into cards. I always cut two bases. I score where it looks sensible to, and then I glue above the score line, and we're going to do that in a second. Right, my top layer for my jar is red basil cardstock, and it's a dark red. That's what colour it is. Isn't it weird when you hold it down there it starts looking like tomatoes? But no, let's get up there. That's what colour it is. It's a lovely dark Christmas red. So we've got that one, and this is the Vicky Bhutan paper. So it's little candies and it's canes, and it's on a lovely vintage pink background. So that is going to be glued onto there. Right, the little tag that I cut out. So this is the little jar with the lid. I've punched a hole in the lid, and I've just put some candy striped twine in there, and there is that sprinkled with sugar and stuffed with love. And if you look at where that's positioned on there, it just fits, which is why I used it, because I thought, yay, that's brilliant. So let's do that. So as well as a little shaker, you can make yourself a little tag. And that set also comes with cookies. Now I had made cookies yesterday, and I set some aside, and I didn't realise that this set came with cookies. So I've used the cookies that come with this set, and we've got vanilla cookies and strawberry chips. Yeah, that's what's going in my Christmas jar. So I did 3 of those. And then I've also done the lids, which comes 2 pieces, so it's cut in red, and then you get a separate piece that will cut the lid, and that's done in gold just to tie in with that little tag there. And now for my other pieces. Now I had something arrive, well, it wasn't me, it was my husband, and it came with this foam in it, and I thought that looks really nice and frosty. I'm gonna, let's get in there. It's that closed cell foam, and I thought I'm not going to waste that because it's quite thick. So I cut the frame out in that, which of course goes onto there. I'm using my snowy acetate, which is either Crafter's Companion or Hunky Dory. It's one or the other, but you get that lovely snowfall that's already on there. So that of course will go onto there, and I did trim the lid section off for that to fit. And then I'm going to go with a white frame on the top just to show everything off. Right, so first of all I'm going to pause while I grab my scoreboard. Right, so I've just moved a few things out of the way, and I've got my little scoreboard here, and I'm going to score my jar. I don't think the whole jar is going to fit. Oh, it is. Oh, that's all right then. So you can size up here where your jar is going to stand. Just find your centre point. You see that little bulge there, and pop that down, and then just score along. That's all you got to do. Just once will do it. And then you can just, you know, give that a little bit of a crease, and then I'll just move that out of the way. And then all of my glue always goes above the crease line, so just going along there. Always remember your glue is going to squidge a little bit, so you don't have to get too carried away. And then what you need to do is just pick it up and line it up. Give it a good tap. Don't get any fluff on it, which is what I'm doing. And then while you've got it down there, just lift it up. That's all you've got to do. I'm just sliding that in case I'm a little bit wobbly. And then what you end up with is, get my fingers in, is your little kickstand that will stand your card up like that. So it will look like that. Really quick, easy way to do a card. So I'm just squishing that down again. I might have glued that down a bit wibbly, so you have to forgive me. Now the next layer is the red layer. So going all along there, like that. And then I'm just picking it up so that I've got an even edge. And I think that will do it. So we've got our red layer on top. I mean, you can actually time the length of this video, and I'm talking in between, but you can see just how fast it is. I mean, all you've got to do is get your papers together and away you go. And then I'm just going to pick this up again, try and get this kind of centered, an even border. And I think that's about it. Right, so we've got all of our lovely jar layers there. This is so cute. And as you can see, when I pop the kickstand, because that's almost dry, you've got a little bit of a rock in it, but that doesn't matter because see, it always comes to a standstill. I do love this paper, I have to tell you. Right, the next thing that I need to do is I need to put down that frosty frame and just hope that it glues, you know. So that is going to go onto there. Now I'm wondering if my lid is supposed to go down first. See, I'm sizing that up. In fact, I think I am. I'm going to glue my lid on first. You choose to do it whichever way around you want, but I'm worried that if I do something wrong, my lid isn't going to fit. So I'm just going to spin that upside down to myself and place it there. And go over just a little bit. There we go. And then give that a good squish into place. There, so now you've got the lid on top. And now I'm going to go in with my foam, and I'm thinking the easiest way to do this is just going to put the glue down onto here and just stay, you know, reasonably close to the edge. And then we've got quite a thick collar here, so I'm going to be brave and go into that area. And then I'm going to pick this up. I don't want to kind of mess with it too much. And let's have a look what we've got. Now that can be manipulated into position. I just thought it would be nice to use it. You know, you get all sorts of free stuff when you get packaging. I was just worried that it wouldn't glue. But one of the things I liked about it, as I said, is that it's frosty. So that when it shows inside of your shaker window, you know, it's not really going to bother me. Right, so we've got that in. I'm pretty sure that's going to dry. Even though it's slick, it might take a few minutes. I might be, you know, a little bit out up here, but I'm not going to worry about that. I still think it looks nice. And I'm within my edges. So the next thing I need to do is I want to fasten down my cookies. So I'm going to glue these, and then I'm just going to go away for a couple of seconds just to make sure these are absolutely dry, because I do not want my shaky bits stuck to them. So you know me in odd numbers, I'm going with 3. So I'm just going with my cookies up the left side corner. I'm going to go like that. So somebody has definitely been in the cookie jar and eaten them all, because there's only 3 left. Right, I'm just going to let my foam dry and I will be back in a second. Right, I think we should be all right there. And the next thing you want to do is you want to pour in all your lovely sprinkles. So I'm going in there, and there's quite a lot in there. And what's really nice, I'm going to try and get hold of some more of this. There's a lovely depth to that. And I do love the frosty look, because I know that if I put some, you know, like clear glass glitter, of which I've only got a little bit left in this part, I've got a big bag of it, over the top of that with clear glue, it's going to look really sparkly. So you imagine cutting your snowflakes and stuff out of that, or your, oh, what do they call it? You know, your little snowfall dies where you get the little icicles and stuff. That could look really, really pretty. So I'm going to go and have a look for some closed cell foam. They probably sell it on Amazon in sheets as packaging, but I just think that looks great. Right, so I've got my sprinkles in, and there's some gems in there, so I want them, you know, a little bit flat. And then I've got my acetate. So I've got my snowfall acetate, and I'm going to glue around here. All you need to do is make sure that when you're putting your acetate on that you've got no gaps, and you're putting down just enough glue to glue it without, you know, oozing into the window area. Oh, I did that in silence. Right, and now I'm going to do my best to stick it on right. Right, you can see how ooey gooey that is because of my slick surface. So I'm just sliding it gently into position. Right, I'm going to let that dry and I will be right back. Okay, so that's halfway dry. So next I'm going to put on the frame, and then I'm going to have to pause again, because of course once again this is a slick surface. So I'm applying my glue to my frame. A few wibbly wobbles there. And then I just need to get this down at the bottom. Right, I'm just going to spin it to make sure I've got it on straight. And I think that's it. So I'm just going to give that a gentle press. We'll let that dry and we'll come back in a second. Right, so even though that's not fully dry, let's be brave. Let's try and pick that up and see if anything slides off. I want to try and show you the edges. See, they're all frosty. Oh, I do like that. Oh, and you've got loads of goodies going on in there. And it stands up without wobbling now because it's got a little bit of weight behind it. But isn't that great? Oh, I do love that. I think I'm going to put that on my kitchen shelf. And of course, if you're gifting, there's also that little jar that you can use as a shaker, or you can use it as a tag. Right. I thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have an awesome day. And as usual, all links below. Bye.